Let's get to Paul's old club. Arsenal have been linked with a number of names, but did Mikel Arteta remain tight-lipped when it came to answering questions on potential new signings? Let's head to Arsenal's training ground and join Gary Cottrell and find out. Afternoon, Gary. Raheem Sterling and Neto, just a few names mentioned. What did Arteta have to say to you this morning?
Well, let's start with Raheem Sterling, because we've heard that obviously Chelsea have been offering the player around, including offering him to Arsenal. So could it happen? Well, Mikel Arteta says that him and Edu meet regularly. They've met already today. They'll meet again. They're happy with the work that they've done in the transfer window. But if the right opportunity comes up over the next few hours, then of course they'll act. But he wouldn't go into specifics.
Let's see, it's always possible. And the last 24 hours in the transfer window, never rule anything.
In our wildest dreams, Raheem Sterling?
Now you know that I cannot talk about any player.
Because you spoke last week about your admiration for him and vice versa, how you work well together. Sounds like Chelsea are offering him around. Has he been offered to Arsenal?
No, and I'm not going to be talking about this kind of thing, sorry.
Gary, we know that Aaron Ramsdale has said goodbye to the club. Did Arteta think it was a good move for him to join Southampton?
Yes, he's gone, hasn't he, to Southampton after losing his place last season to David Raya, who of course remains number one, and that's why Ramsdale has gone. He wants to play regular first-team football to try and get back into that England squad. And because the player has left and the deal has been done, it was done just before this news conference was held, Mikel Arteta was happy to talk about Aaron Ramsdale and memories of what he's contributed to the club and what he hopes for him in the future.
First of all, say thank you so much for what he's done for the club, for the team, for myself. So when he joined, he brought a lot of joy, he brought his charisma, his energy, and he was really good at that time. Obviously, things developed, and he had a situation that it was difficult for him, and he was insisting a lot that he is very happy when he plays, and we have tried to fulfill that desire that he had. He looked really excited and happy the other day, and he's joining a great club, a great coach. He looks really excited, so I think we are all happy for him.
And Gary, Arteta had huge news in terms of injury news for you. Tell us more.
Yes, there was some suggestion on social media that as things stand, their last and latest signing, Mikel Merino, had injured his shoulder because he was seen in a restaurant by an Arsenal fan with his arm in a sling. So I started off straight away asking Mikel about Mikel. Had Mikel Merino picked up an injury? He said yes, he did. He picked up an injury in training, a shoulder injury. It was a collision, an innocuous apparently collision with the central defender Gabriel, and he will be out for weeks. So yeah, big blow to Arsenal fans.
Very unfortunate. Yesterday he had a collision, and he's got a shoulder injury, unfortunately, and it looks like he's going to be out for a few weeks. Yeah, first session with us, yeah.
That's really bad luck, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it was really exciting. We're all very excited. Everything was looking very good, and he landed on the floor. Gavi went on top of him, and it looks like he's got a small fracture, probably.
Wow. When you say weeks?
Well, we have to see. He was in so much pain. We have to wait and see with SAF to do some more tests on that, and they would have probably more conclusive answers.
Finally, Gary, has anyone else caught Arteta's eye?
Well, obviously we know, we've spoken already, haven't we, about Aaron Ramsdale heading down the south coast to Southampton. Well, heading up from the south coast from Bournemouth to replace him on loan is Neto, the Bournemouth goalkeeper. He's in there now having a medical. I saw him arrive, so I said to Mikel Arteta, who never talks about a player until he's signed, listen, I've seen Neto arrive. Just let's be honest, he's coming in, isn't he, to replace Aaron? And he kind of had a better suggestion, I think, for another Arsenal goalkeeper. And what about outs?
What about you?
Am I tall enough?
If you are agile and mobile enough and you have the courage, that's right.
So they're in there still. They've had their training session, but no sign of Mikel Arteta or Edu, the sporting director of football, leaving. They will work on a little bit longer to see if they can find a player who could make the squad stronger, make the team better. He didn't rule out Raheem Sterling, did he? But he certainly wasn't really ruling him in either. Interesting to just see what develops on that front.
Certainly will. Our Safe fans, Gary Cottrell, thank you.
Oh, goodness me, Paul. I mean, such a blow for Mikel Arteta. Losing Mikel, he's got to be, all parties absolutely gutted about that.
Yeah, 100%. It's just bad luck. It's bad luck. You know, it's different training. It's physical training. The Premier League's physical, a bit different to Spain. He's come in, he's bumped into Gabriel and he's done his shoulder. It's just bang out of luck. Absolute bang out of luck. Lucky enough, international week, couple of weeks coming up. So we have to wait and see, but hopefully it ain't a bad one.
Yeah. Looking at Arsenal and the business that they've done, were you happy with it? Do you think another face or two you would have been more pleased at, especially if they were to mount a realistic title challenge yet again?
I think their title challenge comes down to the next 3 weeks. This weekend and then the two weekends after the international break. I think if they lose 2 of them games, they're going to be right out of it, in my opinion. So up to them, we'll never know. But I thought a centre forward. I think they're going to be short centre forward. Nketiah's going to go. Jesus injured. I'm a big fan of Havertz, always have been. But I just think, I don't know if that's going to be enough. And I think the forward, but you know, how can you criticise Arteta and Edu? I think they've been absolutely brilliant in the transfer market. And Arsenal fans have got to keep faith with them too.